All right, all right. Welcome to this special edition of What's Happening in Your Neck of the Woods with your guest and your host, Dr. Elenora Woods, and our special guest tonight, Mr. Mark Ware. Mark Ware, there you are. How are you doing tonight?
I'm blessed, and thank you so much for having me.
Oh,
Beautiful place.
absolutely.
I
You know
love that
what?
piano.
It's oh yeah, it's in the background. It's in the background. You play the piano too, Mark?
I do. If I was at home, I could have set my piano and have a white baby grand there in our living room, and just
Oh,
so I
ebony and
feel you. I love it.
ivory.
That's
Ebony
right.
and ivory. Well, we're going to jump right into this, Mark. First of all, let me just say that I am so thankful that you took time out of your huge and busy schedule to come on to WPTP 100.1 FM here in the big city of Chattanooga, Tennessee, right in the heart of downtown Chattanooga, where we educate, we inspire, we motivate, and we get people involved with what's going on in the city of Chattanooga. So, welcome to
Thank
our
you, sir.
show.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much, and thank you for what you're doing there in Chattanooga.
Oh, you're so welcome. So, Mark, let's just jump right into this thing. I met you at what we call the ISSA Award, the International Singer Songwriters Association Award, and it was huge. It was huge. And I thoroughly enjoyed myself. And I really got to meet a lot of nice people and talented musicians like yourself. And so let's talk about that. So now that that award show is over and done, I understand that you got the music video of the year. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, we took gold for that. I was completely surprised. There's 16,000 members, 34 countries represented, and I was just blown away. And I couldn't think, the folks who streamed that video, the judges, the International Singer Songwriters Association, and you guys there at radio who have just supported the song that just means so much to me in our camp. And it sits right there on that white baby grand at home.
That's amazing. I was so happy and thrilled for all of you that were there. And you're right, over 34 countries were represented. This has got to be huge. And I was sitting there in the audience and I was thinking to myself, you know, excuse me, we watch the Grammys every year, the Emmys, the Grammy, all these awards that they come up with on the show. And none of them, in my opinion, and I've been around a long time, is as big as the ISSA award because they are supporting artists like you, independent artists from all around the world. I like to say the globe. And you all are one big family, and I love that. I love what I saw there, the friendship, the kinship, all that good stuff that was going on. I just felt so a part of it myself. And so tell me a little bit about what you do before we get to the song that you won this award on. I understand you do 60 tours a year. Are you kidding? It's only 12 months. It's only 12 months in a year. How do you do that, Mark?
Well, just like right now, I'm still on the bus. It's my home away from home. We were in beautiful Midway, Georgia, this past weekend down in South Georgia, near Savannah, and Liberty County on Friday, and Eatonton, Georgia on Thursday, and then. But we stay busy usually from Wednesday to Sundays. We've got a good little stretch going into the wintertime, but we've been at it full time about 3 years now. I've
Wow.
always dabbled in music. I was a weekend warrior, and done places around here in churches, and wherever they would have me sing at, I would go and play on the weekends. But decided about 3 years ago was gonna give a second run to music. So it's actually my second go at this. I was very big in the music in my 20s, and
Uh-huh.
was on the same circuit as Travis Tritt, Aldean before they signed their major deal.
Oh,
We were all playing
wow.
together on Yeah, we were all playing together on Thursday nights up at a place called the Buckboard in Atlanta, just trying to get heard. And
Yes, yes.
I had just landed a Disney Records offer, and before this got all going, tragedy just struck my family, and I lost a
Oh,
14-year-old. And
oh, sorry to hear that.
for some reason, I just associated her with music. So I just stopped playing music for a little bit, and that's why I say this is my second go at it. And about 3 years ago, the boys in Collective Soul, who probably, in my opinion, need to be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Okay, tell me about that a little bit.
Yeah, so I graduated high school with those guys, and we've been playing music, our whole lives. Will, the bass player of Collective Soul, his dad owned a studio in our hometown. So all of us kids as musicians and wannabe musicians, he would just take us under his wing and show us things. Well, he had passed away and left the studio to Will, and Will calls me up one day and says, "Hey, I want to rebrand Dad's studio, and I need a country Southern rock guy." And I'm like, "Well, I ain't really doing anything much with music." And he said, "If you'll come in here and do some music, I'll produce you."
Wow.
So that's how I got
Just
started
like
on a full-time basis, just like that. And we just been
wow.
1,000 miles an hour ever since.
Wow. So let me ask you this. So you say you got back in it. You've been back in it full time about 3 years or so. What is your short-term goal and what is your long-term goal with your music? What is it that you want to see in say 5 years and then maybe 10 years from now?
So my short-term goal is, I've now can say finally that I have a record deal in Nashville, and it's
Oh
not a huge
wow.
deal. It's a 3-song
Mm,
deal. They're going to take a
okay.
chance on me. So we've got a song going to radio September 15th. They're on Music Row. So my short-term goal would just be to, increase my streams, increase my visibility, and just get my message out there. My message in the songs that I'm writing, there's a strong mental health message for public safety workers, and I can talk about that in a few minutes if you'd like me to. But
Yes,
my
absolutely.
my songs just come from the heart and have a message, and I guess that's the Southern Baptist growing up a preacher's son kind of thing. And
Right.
but
I know
I
you're a
just
preacher's son. It's interesting.
yeah, so I just wanted to I want to get my message out there, and I want to increase our brand, and really maybe land a little bit bigger record deal after these 3 songs would be my short term goal. And my long term goal was just leave a legacy to my grandkids and to my
Oh
family
yeah.
and to my fans and friends, that if they ever need a message, if they ever need something, they can cut on one of my songs, and that music that does it oh so well can just heal and make them feel better. And that's my long term goal, is to just get my music
Leave a
to the
legacy.
heart,
Yeah, leave a
leave a
legacy. I
legacy.
love that. And you should not have a problem with that because I understand you have 1 million streams out there streaming right now. Talk to us about
We've
that.
been
How do you
blessed.
get 1 million streams going?
We have been blessed. I have a great management company there in Nashville that and consultant Bo Bice from American Idol, who lost to Carrie Underwood that year. I was
Oh,
privileged
okay.
to have him manage me. He managed me for about 16 months, and I was learned so much from Bo, and just right time at the right place. And those million streams come from 5 songs, so our
Listen,
goal is to
give,
build on
give
that.
our audience. We're live right now, Mark. We're gonna play this over and over and over because we're around the world, so you can take this and send it off to anybody you want to send it to. We're on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. So after this live is off, and we're recording right now, you can take that recording and post it wherever you want. Tell us those 5 songs that you're talking about.
I will. So I got Shooting Whiskey, Killing Time. That was written by myself and Brian Martin. Brian Martin has about 6 million listeners a month on Spotify and
Oh
streaming about
wow.
20 million streams a month. A tremendous songwriter there in Nashville. And he helped me finish that song when we were in there. So there's Shooting Whiskey. There's Get It On. I wrote about my tour manager. He's the local sheriff down here in Butts County, Georgia. And I wrote it for him last year, and so we've been doing good with that song. It's a good, fun summer song to play on the boat. Gonna Take a Miracle, which won Music Video of the Year gold.
Yes, I
Um,
was going to get to
and let's
that.
see,
Yes.
The Ride. And I wanted to give back a little bit to Alan Jackson because he was such a big mentor to me, and I loved his music. So when he announced that he was coming off the road, we went in and recut Midnight Montgomery, and we're giving it to Alan as a gift, and just saying, hey,
Oh, beautiful.
you've meant so much to me, And we released it about 14 days ago, and I think we're about at 25,000 streams already on that song. So
Oh,
we're really happy with,
wow.
and yeah, we're doing
That's
good.
amazing.
We got a very, very loyal fan base. That's what it takes, is a very loyal fan base who keeps you on repeat, and has those song lists and playlists going.
Well, let me
And
ask
you guys in radio.
absolutely. We're going to play those songs. Let me ask you this. You said that you just got a record deal. It's a 3-record deal. What 3 songs is included in that record deal? Because we like to get those when you're ready to have that thing spun here on the radio. I'd like to get those songs, start spinning them for you.
Absolutely. It takes you. I think after I left ISSA, our team, we reached out to about 150 radio stations, and we do what we call a small radio tour right now in Georgia, where we go old school, and we'll go knock on the radio station's door and introduce ourselves. And about 8 times out of 10, they'll invite you right in and sit down and introduce you to their fan base. So we couldn't do
Yes.
that without you guys there in radio spinning our music.
Yes. So we want to get those songs that you got the record deal on. And we definitely, Mark, we're definitely going to make you part of our family and, share some of that love with the people here in Chattanooga. Now, tell me what the genre is of your music for our listening audience so they'll know what the genre is of your music.
Let's see here. I might have missed a little bit what you were saying. You was cutting in and out just a tad. You may want to try
Oh,
to repeat
sorry.
that. I don't know if it's my
Probably
end.
because you're moving. The internet may be going in and out. You're moving, or you. I don't know. But anyway, the genre of music, is it country? Is it R&B? Country? What's your genre?
Well, I'll tell you what I've been told. They're calling my music faith country, and I've never heard of faith country. But there's a little southern rock. There's a little Christian. There's a little R&B, and usually when I'm announced, or some of the bios that's written up, is they look, he's got a whole lot of country and a lot of country and a whole lot of soul. So, and they're calling it faith country. Like I say, most of my music's got a strong message in it.
Oh, wow. That is awesome. I just cannot wait to start turning our audience on, especially if you got the faith in there, because our radio station, we do jazz, inspiration, and gospel. And of course, we entertain all genres of music, but particularly jazz, inspiration, and gospel. That's kind of where we are. So if you're faith, gospel, country, hey, we could take country on in there, because most Christian music is either soul or it's country, or it's just kind of what it is. So I'm excited about it. I just cannot wait, especially hear the song that got you the gold at ISSA. It's going to take a miracle. Tell us what inspired you to write that song.
Well, I wish I could take the credit for writing the song, but I did not actually write that song. A gentleman in Alabama wrote that song, and he pitched it to me right after I lost my daughter. Oh, and I never really done anything with the song. It was a song that I got up on Sunday mornings and I played at the house, or I played during the week when I was just having a bad day. And one night I was opening up for Jacob Bryant down in Macon, Georgia, and I decided to do this song live. And when I did, the place erupted. And so the management company in Nashville had me record that song the very next week in Nashville. And then we come home and shot this video. This video was written and produced by our local sheriff, the one right there that's pulling me out of the truck.
Oh, yeah.
As we speak. But we wrote this. He wrote this video from me telling him my story, and everything in the video is just part of my life. The dark place I went to and tried to cover up losing a child with alcohol, to spending a couple of nights in jail, to being addicted to drugs and alcohol for a little while, just to try to ease the pain, all prescribed, but still it was an addiction. And it just took, finally, like the video shows, just finally, one day pouring that out and going to church and God touching me and
wow.
That's
a picture of your daughter on your cell phone? Was that a picture of your daughter?
It's my life story.
Was that a picture of your daughter on your cell phone that we saw in the video that you looked down? I saw a little girl in the video. You were looking at
That
your
was her.
cell
That's Miss.
phone.
That's her. That was
Oh
her.
wow.
Looking at
Well,
her cell phone in church. Yep.
wow.
That was
That is
that's
so
the
beautiful.
that guy there
And you know what I
is a pastor of a mega church down here at home.
wow. So Mark, where is home for you? I see that you spend a lot of time in Nashville. Where is home for you?
So home is in Monticello, Georgia, home of Trisha Yearwood and Barry, Jason Aldean's dad. He don't live but about 10 or 15 minutes from me, but Trisha Yearwood is her daddy was the president of the bank down here forever. But it's called Monticello, Georgia, a place called Jackson Lake.
Okay, never heard of it before. Is it in what? Give me another landmark, somewhere I might know is near. I live in Cohutta, so not too many people know where Cohutta is. But if I say Chattanooga, in between Chattanooga and Dalton, they go, "Oh yeah, okay."
If it's okay with you, I'm gonna try to move over here closer to this internet and see if it'll pick up just a little bit better. I don't know if it's on my end or your end.
Okay, all right. I hear you pretty good. I hear you very well. So you're probably losing me on your end. Um, so are you getting me better now that you've moved a little bit?
Maybe a little bit better.
Okay. All right. So now you're on your tour bus. Now I'm telling you, when you get a tour bus, Mark, you're not what you call an amateur no more. You're a professional on a tour bus. I don't see nobody with tour buses but folks that already made it. Now come clean with us. Come clean with us, Mark.
Well, we've been blessed. We've been blessed beyond measures. We have a 40-foot tour bus and a 15-foot trailer we pull behind it. So, and we're all over the place from Utah to Boston to Ohio to Texas, all over Georgia. Just been blessed.
Wow, you got to have a pretty big crew. You got to have, of course, your band that travels with you. I imagine your driver. So what kind of team do you have? What size of a team do you have, and what does that consist of? The roles that they play.
You asked me what size of production team I have.
Yeah, and what role do they play? Do you have a crew of what, 30, 40 people? Tell me what your crew consists of.
Okay, so I have a 4-piece band, a bus driver, a tour manager. We have a manager that manages the whole outfit, and then we have a web team that stays at home. So I guess the whole Mark Ware music team is about 11 or 12 people that that has something to do with making the weekends and successful, and putting food on all of our tables.
Now, speaking of food, who cooks that food, Mark? I think I lost you. Your signal went out. Um, we're gonna try to. Mark is having some technical difficulties on his end, so we get him back up. We'll continue the interview. Um, I see some pictures here. We'll just go on and start playing some of the videos there. It's muted right now. Can you unmute that so we can kind of hear that? It's gonna take a miracle. I can't hear it at all on this end. It's muted down on the screen. There we go. Well, it's still muted.
It says I have a bar before.
Yeah, your voice is. I can hear your voice. There you go. All right. Yes, he's back. We were just showing pieces of your video again, and we were trying to get the sound to it. But anyway, we're gonna finish speaking about that because you were saying something about making sure you have food on the table, which brings me to the next thing. Who does the cooking?
So my drummer that you got to meet at ISSA, I think you got to meet our drummer,
Yeah, I
Zillion.
gotta meet
He's a
some folks.
professional. He's a professional chef.
Oh
And
wow.
so when he's not playing music, he's a chef. So if we can't find a restaurant somewhere, then he'll light up the stove. We got a stove, we got a microwave, we got a washer and dryer and a refrigerator and all on here, so we can be self sufficient for a little while. It just kind of gets crowded.
You know what? And then when you think about all the aspiring artists out there who are trying to make it, in the music industry, and all of those folks who were sitting out there, wishing and hoping and praying that they would win the gold award of ISSA in any of those categories that they were nominated. I want them all to look at you, Mark, because this is an example of excellence for all the folk who are out there watching and aspiring to be great in the music industry. Mark Ware has been at it for quite some time. He got out of it, got back in it, which shows that, you can be in the music industry, have to take a break and get right back in and get blessings. And so what I'm taking from this is your season, and God is with you. And yes, and whatever God has for you, it doesn't matter if you got it in your heart, Mark, and this is what you truly believe in, and this is what you really want to be. God says, have the faith the size of a mustard seed and believe it in your heart and ask him, and he'll give you the desires of your heart, if only you believe. So I would like to say to that, on that account, that I can tell from the conversation and all the energy that's bouncing off of you from one Christian to another, that you are a God-led and God-fed, and there's nothing that's going to stop you in this music industry from reaching that 5-year goal and that 10-year goal, because I see God is guiding you. God is the pilot, and he's probably the co-pilot too, because he don't need nobody to drive. If God is guiding you, then you're already blessed, because you're on a tour bus, number one, doing over 60 tours in a year, and got over 1 million streaming right now, and got one of the best put together crews of any professional. I don't even know why we're talking, because you've already made it. You've already made it.
Well,
you've already made it, Mark. It's amazing. It's amazing. And I just want to wish you the absolute best from WPTP 100.1 FM radio. We're going to be playing your music. If you'll get your MP3 version of your songs submitted to us. You've met my manager, our director for marketing, who handles all of our video and a live stream and all of our social platforms, Michael. Make sure it gets to Michael, and we'll put it in rotation and start playing your songs. And on Sundays, we play all gospel. So we'll be looking for those songs that have that message in it that will lift people up, and has the message that pulls people closer to Christ, and the message that symbols or resembles something of gospel in nature. So I applaud you. I am so excited for you. And when you're coming through Chattanooga, if you book a tour here, you've got to hook up with WPTP and let us help promote it. Chattanooga is a great place to come and have a concert. We've got the venues, we've got the people here, and we love to have you here in Chattanooga to put on a big show, and I'll be one of your biggest fans.
thank you so much. And actually, I'm coming through there, I think, September 14th on, I think that's a Thursday. But our release is there in Nashville, and I want to personally invite you to our release of Can't Touch You, September 15th there on Music Row. It's going to be at the Troubadour Theater in Nashville, Tennessee. You can be one of my VIP guests, and I'll be coming right through Chattanooga the day before. So if you want to grab lunch or
yes, September the 15th is when it's going to be, right? Give me the name of the place where it's going to be again.
The Troubadour Theater there in Nashville, Tennessee.
Okay. All right. Okay. I'm going to put this on my calendar, and that's on a Thursday. And what time is that going to be?
I believe the 15th on a Friday, but I'll be coming through Chattanooga on the 14th. So, if you want to grab lunch, or I could swing by and see the studio or whatever.
Yes. Absolutely. Okay. So as we get closer to the 14th, you hit me up. And yes, if I'm anywhere near you, I will be there. And on the 15th, I love to be your guest. And what time on the 15th? That's on a Friday. What time is that event going to start?
It start about 7:30. There'll be a couple of openers, and then we'll probably do an hour set, and then we're going to release this song to the world, and leave it up to y'all to do the rest.
All right. Well, I'm telling you, I'm excited, Mark, and I cannot wait for your new release. And once we get those MP3 versions of your song, we'll get them right in rotation. I'm
Thank you
telling you,
so
I'm
much.
so proud of you. I'm so proud
Thank
of
you so
you
much.
and all of your accomplishments. Like I said, you've already made it. I don't even know what you're
Yeah.
talking about.
Well,
You've already made it, Mark, and I'm really happy and proud for you. And
yeah.
God said, speak it into existence. So you start speaking it into existence. It's already happened. You've already
You are
made
so
it.
right. You are
You've
so right.
already made it.
You
You've
know, God has
already
blessed
made it.
us beyond measures. He has blessed us. We're blessed way more than we deserve, for sure. But it was just like that. I was just like, Lord, if it's your will for us to do this. And I'll tell you, it's a funny story because not many places you go hear a country Southern rock band. Most everywhere we go, if it's a day, we bring our pastor with us, Bradley Banks. We
Uh-huh.
bring him with us, and he comes out and he
Uh-huh.
opens in prayer at the bar. And
Wow.
so he
Ooh,
opens in
that'll mess your
prayer.
drink up.
Man, it will. And he does the prayer right before, and we'd have that in our rider. We like to say a prayer. We've only had one venue all year long say we could not do that part of that. And but we do a prayer, then we come out with our intro. And believe it or not, there's been souls won to the kingdom at Southern Roots
Amen.
Tavern, in Nashville, Tennessee, in Liberty
That is
County. You know,
crazy.
it's just you know, my preacher always said, look, if God was walking this earth right now, that's where he'd be going, and he'd be, you know, bringing the folks in. That's where he'd be reaching them. He'd be trying to get them, you know. So you know, I've just got total support of my church, my family, my
That's
kids,
awesome.
my little 15, 16-month-old grandson Brim, which I'll have to send you that song we're going to release in the spring. His nickname is
Okay.
Brim. I'll have to send it to you. But yeah,
Make
just gotta,
sure.
you know, it takes a whole bunch. It takes a whole bunch. It takes a lot more than the music. It takes you know, it takes God for first. It takes God
Absolutely.
first, and it takes your family,
Absolutely.
your friends, your fans. You know, it takes an army. It takes a village. It takes a village.
Yes.
But you are so right. You said it perfectly a while ago. Just never give up on your dreams. You speak it into
Never.
existence. And
Speak it.
listen,
And
music's
God will
going to
supply
always be
your
around.
needs. And God will
God
supply
was,
your needs.
yeah,
He'll
yeah. We don't
supply
eat,
your needs. You
yeah, we don't
know,
eat steak every night, but we eat every night.
there you go. That's what I'm saying. You know, God will always supply your needs as long. And I love it that you said you open up all your concerts with a prayer. You bring God in the house, God is with you. You understand what I'm saying? And if God be with you, can't nobody be against you. Who's gonna be against you? So I love that. Keep that, in front of you. I keep God in my heart and everything that I do. And I'm telling you, blessings on blessings on blessings, because He
Thank you
knows
so
He is
much.
number one in my life. Blessings on blessings for you, and blessings on blessings for all the folk that you're connected with, your family, your pastor. And I pray that God will just open up the windows of heaven and pour out blessings that you just won't have room enough to receive. And
Well,
that
thank
your
you.
word and message will save many more lives around the world, and that you'll be blessed in the process. So with that being said, what do you want to close out with? Your last final thoughts or words, or what would you like for us to do?
You know, I would like to thank my sponsors who you know, we have a bunch of sponsors. K9 International is a K9 outfit who sponsors and takes care of K9 officers all over the country.
Oh, wow.
They're a corporate sponsor of ours. We have 25 or so endorsements, so I'm afraid I'm going to forget somebody's, but thank all my endorsements. Hearst, the folks Jaws of Life, who have been in the Jaws of Life there in public safety, they've been a big supporter of my music. And
Awesome.
most of all, thank you, and thank Chattanooga, Tennessee, for,
Woo!
you know, having me on. And I look forward to coming spending some time up there with you guys.
Absolutely. Anytime you're in Chattanooga, you need somewhere to crash, you just come on here. I'm in little old Cohutta, and you're welcome to stay with me and just crash out here. And I'll take good care of you and your folk. Okay.
Absolutely, and I play that piano behind you.
All right, you can go do what you got to do. All right. Well, thank you, Mark. It's been nice talking to you, and God bless you.
God bless you too. Thank you guys so much.
All right, this ends our special edition of What's Happening in Your Neck of the Woods with, yes, Mr. Mark Ware, who won the Music Video of the Year from ISSA Awards, International Singers and Songwriters Association. He's doing amazing work all across this country. You saw him on his tour bus. And so we are very excited for him and his career, and we look for great things. So when you see him on television, you see him on the big screen, you'll know that you saw him first here with WPTP 100.1 FM radio here in the heart of Chattanooga, downtown Chattanooga, Tennessee, in Hamilton County. And that's all for tonight, and we'll see you at the next episode. Be blessed.